Okay, so this is what I do. Basically, throughout my show, I do talk a lot about, like how Lisa was saying, she talks about so many benefits about the cookware. I kind of do the same with the business opportunity. To me, that's like the product to sell. I know every benefit about our business opportunity, and I sell it just as much as that deep-covered baker. So I feel like because I'm talking so much about the benefits of the story of the company, Doris, I talk about Doris and Warren Buffett and all the different types of people selling, all the different benefits. I feel that it's such a natural transition when I'm at my checkout to say, so Lisa, what inspired you about this business opportunity tonight? And that's the first question that I ask in my checkout. Sharon says, write that down.
That is the
What inspired you tonight about the business opportunity? And I'll tell you why that works. Because it's not a yes or a no answer. Like if you just say, you know, so how about you with the business opportunity, you know, or what do you think about it? Do you want to take information home? Like, yeah, I get that, but they're going to say yes or no, and it doesn't allow for conversation. And the whole idea with what we're doing is we're trying to connect with people. We're trying to have a conversation with people. So when you say to them, what inspired you about the business opportunity, even if they're not inspired at all, even if they're not interested, I should say, at all, something had to have inspired them, whether it's, you know what, that's so inspiring that that woman, Doris Christopher, started this business with a $3,000 loan, and that's the only money she ever put into this business. And she sold the company to Warren Buffett for like $700 million 8 years ago. That's really inspiring. And then I'll say, I know, can you believe it? Like so many people are looking to own their own business. She was just a stay-at-home mom. It allows for a conversation. Or maybe, oh my gosh, it was so inspiring that, you know, that you could do this full-time, that you don't have to work full-time, that you can make $100 to $300 per evening. That's so inspiring. And then I'll say, I know, you know what? So many people are looking for that extra money, that extra way to make that side income, and nobody has time, right? We're all so busy. This is such a great flexible business that can really go alongside any full-time job, family activity, or it really can be a career. So it just allows for me to take those couple minutes to really connect with somebody, and then you could say, what about you? Like, so what do you think about earning this great money with Pampered Chef? Like, should we give you some information? Now you ask them that. Let's say they say no, you're going right to the booking. And I don't say, so do you want to book a show? Because it's like, then they can say no.
I was with you when someone said to her, no, it's not for me. And then she blew me away because Jillian said to her, well, is there someone that you know that you think might benefit from an opportunity like this?
Because I'm a trainer with the company and I'm looking for great people, so even if it's not for you, is there somebody that you know? Yeah.
And
let them know.
Someone said to her, oh, my niece, I think.
Oh, right. I got that number for the niece. Right. Yes. So then right after that, I then say, so tell me, what theme did you love that I was talking about tonight? I talk a lot about the different themes. The Italian theme, the chocolate theme, the 30-minute meal show, the brunch show, the dessert show, whatever. I ask them, what theme do you think your friends would love? And so they're like, oh my God, my friends would love that chocolate. I'm like, oh my God, we're still making the hot molten lava cake. We're still doing the chocolate martinis. I'm coming to make fondue. When are we doing this? It's like, there's no, do you want to have a show? No, it's when are we doing your chocolate show? So I try to like not ask that yes or no. And so once we get talking about the Mexican theme, I'm like, wait, I'm totally coming to make mojitos. Like, when are we doing this? And if they're like, oh, I don't want to have a show, I'm like, we just planned it. What do you mean? Wouldn't your friends love those mojitos? So,
we just planned
that's the whole thing. So I guess what it is about my checkout is I don't let people off the hook. Like, I don't allow people to just say no. Or if they do, I'm like, ooh, tell me about that no. That was like a really quick no. Like, no, not now, no, not ever. So, and I'm like, no, not now. Oh, now? You can't even get in my calendar until October. Now I'm booked. But in the fall, I can always get you in then. It's like, you know, don't feel bad for me. You know, I always just flip it around on them. So, all right, anyone else? Yes.
So what do you give them when you want to give them information? What is the first piece of paper you give them?
Okay, my packet is very simple. It's any sort of literature from the company. Is there any company person in here? Okay. I don't know what the difference is between the come join us, come succeed with us, inspire with us, join with us, fly with us, run with us, live with us.
Move in with me.
For me, I'm sorry. I don't care what information it is, what color it is, grow with us. Just give them something. Give them a piece of literature.
I am so telling on you.
Northwest 5 lower level room. Stays in the Northwest 5 lower level room. Okay. A piece of literature. I have told the company that I feel that's ridiculous, so it's not like anything they don't know. Yeah, dream with us. Discover us. So once you
Dream with us. Discover us.
once you give them a piece of literature, then you also, I give them a really good flyer. The flyer has been floating around the company. It's the questions you may have about the Pampered Chef. It's kind of like the top 14 questions one would have about the business. It covers everything from do I have to be a good cook, do I have to do deliveries, how do I get shows, blah, 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 blah. I give them that flyer, okay? That flyer is right on my website, by the way. If you want it, it's /Jillian E. E for Eisenberg, my maiden name. So pamperedchef.biz /Jillian E. It's right on my website. I will give the Your Life, Your Way DVD to somebody who I think is really interested. Not that I judge, but I can kind of tell if this is like a cold lead, a warm lead, or like a hot lead. If someone's like really interested, I'll say, listen, would you watch a 10-minute DVD if I gave it to you? And make sure you say that so they don't think they're going home with a 2-hour movie. Would you watch a 10-minute DVD if I gave it to you? 90% of the time they'll say yes. I'll say, great, let me know the most excited thing that you find when I give you a call to follow up. That's all I give them. It's very, very simple. Catalog. Oh, maybe a copy of my paycheck, like commission check. Anyone else? Questions?
Jillian,
Yes.
seriously, what do you say when they see you on the back of the catalog?
You know, that's an interesting thing. I actually don't usually say anything. It's kind of weird. Sometimes there's like a wine glass on my face, like they don't realize I'm there. But, honestly, at some point somebody always notices, or my host will be like, that's her, you know? Basically, I kind of joke about it. I'm like, yeah, you know, I've been selling for 12 years. I work really hard at this. And, you know, when you work for a direct line company and you really work hard, they really take care of you. So I'm very fortunate to be on the back of that catalog. And I can sign autographs later. I just say that. But you know what I do? At the end of my show, I say, you know, we're now, at this point in my show, it's natural and normal to be thinking about what it might be like to own your own business. So let's turn to page 3, the closing of my show, and you'll see my smiling face on the bottom. And they're like, oh, that's you! And I'm like, I'm on the back too. But I say, I'm really not bringing you to page 3 for me. I'm bringing you there for the 2 starter kits on the top of the page. And I talk about the $80 kit. And actually, this is what I want to share with you. If you have a past host in the room, I want you to use them. Like, let's say Debbie is my past host. I'll say, okay, so let's take a look at these 2 starter kits. If Debbie, my past host here, decided that she wanted to sell, Debbie, I did a show for her. I already went and pampered that kitchen. She's got every Pampered Chef product in that catalog. Didn't we have a great show? Debbie would be a great candidate for that $80 startup. That startup was actually designed for somebody like Debbie who's got everything already. Comes with 11 great products, valued at $249. But for someone like me, I didn't even have a spatula at to my name when I was 20 years old and joined. I never even boiled water or opened an oven before this business, so I needed to purchase that $155 kit. I didn't have any products. That's actually the greatest deal, though. You get $570 worth of product for only $155. With both packages, you do receive all the catalogs and host packets you need for your first 6 shows, as well as amazing training DVDs. You get me live to shadow at my shows, as well as an online training. So we really set you up, you know, with everything you need. So think about which kit. If you're interested in getting started, the first thing we're going to do is order you a kit, and we'll talk about which one is best for you. So that's how I deal with myself on page 3 as well. Anyone else? Yes?
What motivated you to join the Pampered Chef in Bristol?
That fabulous woman over there. When I was 20 years old, my sister, who was 4 years older than me, and she was getting married, she had a show. Actually, Jill was class mom, and my sister's a teacher, and my sister taught Jill's son, Jared, who's now 20, and he was in 3rd grade 12 years ago. My sister had the show. Jill did her unbelievable focaccia bread demo, and she was the most inspiring human being in that room. I sat on the edge of my seat, and I tell people about my shows, just like all of you tonight are on the edge of your seat loving everything I'm doing. That's how I felt in my first show when I saw the woman make a focaccia bread on this stone. She had me at hello. I wanted everything. And I remember at the time, really just wanting to learn how to cook. And I asked her, do you need to be a cook to do this? Like, I couldn't believe how much people were buying and having fun. She's like, if you could open a can of crescent rolls, you'll be fine. That was it. But at the show, my mom really did not want me to sign. I cried hysterically. I'm such a brat. And Jill's like, oh, just buy her the $100 kit. I didn't even have money. She's like, buy her the kit, I'll take care of her. My mom was like, I don't need another job. She can't even get around in the car everywhere. I'm doing everything, you know. I was doing everything at the time, you know. So anyway, I ended up joining, and actually Free Al ended up changing my life, because the first show I saw after Jill was a training that Free Al came and did, and I was just, yeah. So I just went to a show. Like, that's the whole thing. I mean, I was really young, and I know that's like rare to find like a 20-year-olds like that, but hey, I can't be the only one. Like, you know, I was just inspired, and I feel like I signed on the dotted line that night, and I feel like it's not a big deal. I do tell people if they're interested in my shows, I could sign you on the dotted line right now. I signed up at my first show. Like, you know, it's just, you know, not that big of a deal. And
Beautiful story.
yeah, that's my story.
So then,
Pigtails. Yes.
I know this might be rude, but would you mind sharing with how much you make now, 12 years later?
Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, I always talk about how much you can make as a new consultant, $100 to $300 per show when you start. That's like always something you want to talk about, because that's duplicatable to people. And basically, you know, where could you make that kind of money in those couple hours, of course. And I do share that at the time when I was in college, when I joined, I was working at J. Crew at the mall, and I had to work 2 full weeks to make what I made in one night. But I do tell them that that's just the start. So basically, as you continue to sell and do more shows, that's just one way of making money. As you start building a team and building leaders underneath you, this is a multi-level marketing company. There's a lot of money to be made, you know. For instance, over the years, because I have recruited hundreds and hundreds of people who have recruited hundreds and hundreds of people, my commission, you know, could be as high as like 10 grand or more, you know, a month. It could be 6 figures and up for the year. And the reason being is because I have built this over time, so it's not like an overnight success, but it is living proof that if you stay with something like this and you work it, yeah, it can totally be a 6-figure and up income, and enough to leave a full-time job, buy your own house, like I did at age 26. So it really can happen. So I kind of like, without saying exactly, I give them a ballpark, you know, because we all make different it depends what level I'm being paid at for the month, you know. So, but it's about that, yeah.
What, if you had to give a nugget to new consultants, your best sort of words of wisdom, what would that be?
Okay, that's such a great question. I let them know that don't be afraid to share the business opportunity right from the beginning. I know we're learning about recipes and products, and you're nervous. But the best thing that you could do is build a team. This is a multi-level marketing company, and there's a lot of rewards and things in store for you, and a lot more money in building a team. But you're not going to be thrown out there to do it alone. I'm going to partner with you. If there's one component I can give you to say at your shows as a new consultant, it's this. Hi everybody, I'm totally new at this. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but I know 2 things. I know that I'm having so much fun with you guys tonight, and I know that for standing here doing my demo, I'm going to make on an average from like $100 to $300 for this show. If anyone here thinks that any of those things sound good or is looking for extra income, I would love to give you more information so that we can learn and have fun together. And I think it's a nice, casual, relaxed way for them to just say, listen, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I do know I'm having fun, and I do know I'm making money. If that sounds good, let's learn and have fun together. Come take some information. And I let them know that even if they just add that one little component, that sentence, then let people know that there is an opportunity. And then when they're at the checkout, they can say, so what inspired you about the business opportunity? Great. Would you like some information? Great. Well, because I'm new, how about I give you this information and I have my friend Jillian give you a call, because she's been training me, and you can explore with her if this would be a good opportunity, a good fit for you. And I tell my new consultants, I want to hear from you, I want to hear who you gave information to, and I absolutely make those phone calls for my new consultants. I partner with them. If they want to listen in on a 3-way and learn, great. If not, I will go ahead and make that call for them. Yes?
If you have people like waiting, like while you're doing your checkout.
Oh, love this question. Gotcha, I gotcha. I do not allow a line. We are not at the mall. We are shopping from our seat, not from our feet.
But what if when they hear you, overhear you asking those questions?
Oh,
And
great. Come on in. Great. I mean, I'm going to ask everybody anyway. Every single person. Because something's going to be different that inspires one person than another. And say, I couldn't leave you out. But I don't even allow, no one's around me because I don't allow it. I say, I'm sweating. Armpits are sweating. I can't have a line. If you're ready with your order, please put it down in a pile. Go eat, go hang out, 10 minutes. I will call you one at a time to do a checkout, because to me, that's my golden moment. I could care less what happens during my show. My checkout is mine. I own that checkout. So, if you are ready with your order, please put it in a pile. I will be pulling from the bottom. It's like, my next contestant is Michelle Zito. Is Michelle Zito here? Come on down, you're next. Michelle's like, I'm ready with my order. She's sitting with me and I'm like, Michelle, did you have fun? What inspired you about the business? What theme are we doing at your show? Blah, 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 blah. So then when Michelle's done, okay, Diana's next. Diana, come on down. And I just, one at a time. So it's very rare that I have a circle around me. But if I do, then, you know, it is what it is. You just huddle them all together and recruit them all together. That's happened sometimes. Anyone else? Yes. It's different. It's so different with each person. It depends how my conversation is going. I really make it very personal with each person. It just depends. So don't put a time limit on it. It's a party. Remember, it's a party. There's no rush. And if you do a quick, easy show, there'll be time for that checkout. There'll be time. Never serve the food until you're done. Because while people are shopping and eating, you're doing your checkout. So there's time. Unless someone's in a rush, I'll take them first. But I don't know. It could be 1 minute. It could be 5 minutes I'm with somebody. Who else? Yes?
How long is your whole show from opening to close?
Gotcha. Never longer.
How much of that is your recruiting spiel?
My show is never more than 45 minutes. Never. My recruiting bit is definitely a big chunk of it. It's probably, the ending is probably at least 10 minutes, sometimes 15. So my actual show, well, Sharon claims I did a half hour recruiting, but I don't think I did. That's too long.
The second half was as long, because they asked a lot of questions. When they asked a lot of questions,
It depends. I did play the ticket game that night, so maybe that, you know, if they're engaged, never would I let it go a half hour if they're not engaged. Like, I know when to stop, you know? But never, I would never allow my show to be longer than 45 minutes. Unless you're free Al Yan, your show should not be longer than 45 minutes. Right? She can hold a crowd for 2 hours. No one else can. Right? Yes.
With the cooking and everything,
Yeah, because I prep everything ahead of time. To me, it does not matter how I'm slicing that tomato. It's all about the products, the bookings, the recruiting. It's so not about the recipe.
Can I answer that as someone who knows you? Here's what I want to tell you about Jillian's food. About my food? I'm saying this because I love Jillian. If you saw her recipes, okay? All right? So, when she says it doesn't matter, it like seriously doesn't matter. She picks up that bar pan with a braid. A braid.
The ends of my bar pan.
She's like, and look!
It's a tumor.
It's a tumor. Okay? But that's awesome. You know what I mean? Nobody looks at that and says, oh man, that looks so complicated. It's like, oh, she took crescent rolls and shoved a filling in there somehow. You know what I mean? And it's awesome because
It's a tumor.
no one sat there and thought it was complicated or feels like they can't do it. So she truly doesn't worry about it, and it's clearly not an issue. So that's why I'm
top 20 in sales. I'm selling.
That's what I mean. She's selling, she's recruiting, so like when she says it doesn't matter, like it really doesn't matter.
I'm such a better cook now, though, than in my 30s. You know, I'm cooking now.
Your braids still look like a tumor.
Do you guys get the passion when she speaks?
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. I was just saying to Nicole, I always did like 8 to 10 shows a month. She always had like 25 shows. Jill would say Jillian's worked 25 days this month. I'm like, how does she get 25 shows? I never understood it. Since I went with her and I found the passion, I was just saying, I can't take another show until like September. I'm like, what has happened? When you have a passion and a love for something, everybody flocks to you. I have people saying to me now, I've never ever thought about having a Pampered Chef show, but you love what you do so much, and you are so excited about your job, I'm going to have a show with you. Like, it's insane just listening to her. This is what she's like. It's like nuts. And if you find that
Like nuts.
deep down inside, it's like everything turns around. Not only the recruiting, the bookings. Everybody wants to have a show.
Booking.
Everybody.
You want to get to this point. At this point, I'm at checkout, and I'm like, wait, I have nothing to offer you, so like, let's just pick a day, and I'm going to send you one of my top directors to do one of my shows. Like, it's like, that's what it becomes. It's crazy.
And I never saw it until I went with her and
Yeah.
got it.
But believe it, you gotta believe in yourself. Like, you gotta believe you could do it. That's the whole thing. Like, you gotta believe in what you're doing and yourself. No time for self-sabotage. Believe me, I do not, Jill Lerner knows the real me. I do not wake up happy every morning, right? And we really do talk like every morning. But, you know, it doesn't matter when I'm at my shows and when I'm talking about the business, I don't allow any of that negativity in. There's just no time for it. I'm moving up, I'm going forward. No time for a step back. So if you're going for a goal, you're going for a trip, you're going for a promotion, you're going for money, whatever it is, there is no time to be feeling bad about yourself. There is no, it's like, all right, I got a cancellation, great. Am I going to mope about it? No. What am I going to do today to get myself to replace that booking?
Go to your waiting list and fill it in.
Exactly. The waiting, it's like when I have a cancellation, I'm like, oh my God, I could go to the movies tonight. I called you like, I'm going out to dinner. She's like, you are? Like, it's just crazy, you know? But I'm learning how to give myself balance. I don't want to be out working every night, you know? Definitely not. So, yes.
How do your hosts stay motivated when you're booking them 3 months out?
They know that they're waiting for me. I mean, it's like, they know. If they're not, then they'll be replaced.
They're scared, actually. They're not motivated.
When they call me after we schedule, they're like, we know you have nothing, but we have to change that Friday night. I'm like, Friday night? That's like top real estate in my calendar. I don't know. But no. Once a month, I do contact them. I do send postcards along the way, emails. I'm very into the e-bites. I get their list. I do all my invitations for my hosts. So, yeah. You know, I just try to keep them excited. Try to keep them engaged. But yeah, if you are at a show with me tonight, you're not getting in my calendar until September, October, the earliest.